can buy it from me. I have a few of them. One is in the premenopause and menopause section of my account on the Amazon shop because it helps with premenopause. So if you are going into the premenopause age, your progesterone levels will decline. This is why you get PMS symptoms as well. So the reason why I bought it is because I had the real horrendous time with my PMS this month. But as I am in my 40s now, I know my progesterone levels will be declining, so I need to keep them lifted. Also, if you are trying to have a child, the progesterone helps you to conceive as well. So a lot of women who can't conceive, it's because they have low progesterone levels, because you can't conceive in a body where you have too much estrogen dominance and also low thyroid and also high cortisol. So progesterone is a really, really important hormone when you want to have a baby. And it's also really important for those who've got PCOS because it helps to raise that progesterone with those of you who have PCOS, because with PCOS you have too much testosterone, you also have too much estrogen. It usually comes with low thyroid. Some people have Hashimoto's disease with PCOS. So you have to find that balance again with progesterone. Progesterone is needed for so many things, guys. And because our thyroids are low, because our estrogen's taking over with the dominance, because we live in an environment that is just producing too much estrogen with the stuff that we put in with food, with the environmental toxins in the air, with also things like plastics and phthalates and BPAs, and everything is just toxic around us, and it's increasing that estrogen. So progesterone is really, really, really declining, as well as iodine levels too. So you have to put the foods in that will help you raise progesterone, which is in my new book, Health Empowerment, the recipe book. All the foods in there they are all to raise progesterone. They are also to keep your thyroid healthy. They also help to remove estrogen dominance from your body because it's fiber that helps to do that. So my foods in my book are rich in fiber to help draw out that old estrogen, that bad estrogen that just keeps recirculating around your body into the liver, through the gut. It's not moving because you're not eating the right foods. You're putting the bad foods in, which are also feeding that estrogen dominance. They're feeding high cortisol, because your cortisol levels are not just decided by how much mental stress and emotional stress you have. High cortisol is also created by food triggers. So if you have a food trigger that your body doesn't like, for example, let's say gluten here, gluten is going to give you cortisol levels that shoot through the roof. And gluten in some women can also increase estrogen dominance because it raises cortisol with chronic inflammation. Anything that raises chronic inflammation in your body, it raises cortisol. When cortisol gets too high, it can raise estrogen. When estrogen and cortisol get too high, it can lower your thyroid. In some cases, as like myself, I had Graves' disease, so I went the autoimmune way with my thyroid. So food triggers, guys, as I keep saying, I can recommend so many supplements to take and they can really be beneficial and helpful. But if you still keep putting the foods in that are triggering the reactions, then you are never going to actually heal yourself, because you have to put the right food in and get rid of the foods that are triggering your issues. And you have to figure out what is right and what is wrong. I can tell you no gluten, no dairy, no sugar. And then you have to figure out what your other triggers are, because there's so many toxic foods. So everything around us, the processed foods, they're not actually food. They are chemicals that you're putting into your body, and they're feeding chronic inflammation, and they are destroying your hormone health. So you have to put the right foods in if you want healthy hormones. So that was your tip there on Agnus Castus. It's worked really well for me with my current PMS situation, and I will not be having any more animal collagen because it has really, really reacted badly with my body. So you have to figure out your own triggers as well here, guys. Be intuitive, as I always say. Listen to your body, because you are the owner of your own health and you know how you feel. But symptoms mean that something's wrong and you have to do an elimination diet. I'm living on one permanently with all the plant-based foods that I do enjoy what I eat. I love them because they make me feel so good. And that's what I want for you too.